Another World War II related game has hit the market, big surprise. But what makes this one stick out from the hood? The Saboteur hands you the protagonist Sean Delvin, a hard drinker, womanizer, and an Irishman, and places you inside the sandbox environments of Paris under a Nazi supremacy. Sean is out for revenge as he had witnessed his best friend been shot dead in cold-blood murder by a higher-up Nazi. Fortunately, he is quite an expert in sniping, explosives, and an all-out brawler. With an array of characters sprinkled with a bit of stereotypical traits, the game may seem a bit confused to whether they're aiming for a goofy or a serious monotone, but it does keep you tied a bit to the game, as your aim is to defeat the Nazis' control and liberate the people of Paris. You join an alliance with various resistant forces who present you with a plethora of missions. As you advance your way through the game, money gains you weapons, which in turn aids you along your conquest. You can earn currency by either hounding down the Nazis that are generously scattered throughout the countryside, or by liberating neighborhoods from their Germans' control. As the game is set in a black and white backdrop with a hint of color to appease the eye, as parts of the city are freed from its oppression, the colors are symbolically brought back to life, but may not be all that visually impressive. Though the unsaturated art style does help camouflage the fact that the details within the environment does suffer a bit, like a diamond in the rough or a croissant overbaked, trying to keep it in theme, I guess. There is a stealth feature which gives you the opportunity to steal the clothing off of your enemies, which can allow you to gain more accessibility throughout your environment. But there are those who can see the spy behind the mask, and the integrated suspicion meter in the game can become a bit irritating as it fills up for the most simplistic reasons, thus triggering off the alarms and flowing in a new wave of Nazi shooting targets. You're best off scoping out your area to limit the enemies up ahead, as the stealth approach isn't always the best, and it's a more logical way to just bust out your weapon and give them a taste of some cold blue steel. You do have the option to steal cars from a range of choices, but the driving mechanic seems a bit stiff, which definitely hinders the overall experience. And if you prefer to scale the wall of its architecture to get from point to point, you're out of luck, as the control scheme is a bit clunky and is by no means a satisfying way to get the job done. But with a fair amount of gameplay, collectibles, and a few side quests to spare, the Saboteur is definitely worth playing. The developers did not fail to provide enough Nazis for your sadistic pleasure, and the regenerated health feature only makes it easier for your conquest in battle. Metacritic tallied the score from top reviewers and rated the game as 72 out of 100. Bon appetit!